Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 15th chapter, Purushottama Yogam, the knowledge about the Supreme Being. In this chapter, we have completed the 3 shlokas. I will read the shloka number 3. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha न रूपमस्येह ततोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन छित्त्वा. Bhagavan Shri Krishna in this shloka, in this chapter, he is going to give the highest wisdom and the purport of the Upanishads, the Vedas. So while explaining that, Bhagavan wants to highlight and enumerate to us once more, because he has already talked this particular aspect, but in a different angle in the 13th chapter and 14th chapter. Now, here he brings the whole Prakriti and the Purusha, the discussion which has started actually in the 7th chapter, Gnana Vijnana Yogam or Kshetra Kshetra Vibhaga Yogam. This Prakriti or Maya is, or Kshetram, is compared with the tree on one side. The entire world, phenomenal relative world, is compared with the tree. And other side, in whom, on which this tree of the world appearing and sustaining and disappearing, that cause or the Purusha or Kshetrajna simultaneously is explaining. Now in the number shloka, first shloka and the second shloka, he talks about the samsara vriksha, which is consisting of a strong stem and its root is invisible and only the branches are visible, and it is like a ashwatha vriksha, and its nurturing factor is the Vedas. And whoever knows this, the Purusha as the cause and this world Prakriti as the effect, he alone correctly known the thing. Very important statement in the first shloka. Yastam Veda sa Vedavit. Yaha tam Veda sayeva Vedavit. Not anybody else. Not just by mere reading alone Vedas, but properly understanding the Vedas, the essence of it, that is more important. Then in this sloka number 2, further he explained it's after the big branches and the small branches and the twigs and the leaves, all that, they are all nothing but here the gunas, Prakriti's 3 gunas are makes this tree further to grow, and so many branches. And here in the samsara vriksha, the root Really speaking, the Moolam is Paramatma, Brahman. But here, why, how the samsara vriksha is continuously living and it is continuously going like a giant wheel. What is the cause? The karmas done by these jivas here, because of their own karmas, these jivas are tied up into this samsara. Particularly, karma factor works here in the Manushya Loka. Then, after saying that, you want to know the head and tail of this world, this phenomenal world, asya rupam iha na upalabhyate. Its beginning or its middle or its end, even though we compared with the tree, if tree means I can see the end of the tree and middle of the tree, and of course if I dig it and see there is a roots. But here, when it come to the real, the samsara vriksha, you cannot say anything strictly, perfectly, this is like this. And understanding this beginning, middle, and the end of this world is impossible. It is not available here. You, in any means, in any means. Even the Vedas Purvabhaga Karmakanda talks and encourages about the karma and all that with different places, different worlds. But still, here you don't know what exactly it is. Therefore, this then what is the remedy if I want to get it off from this samsara vriksha, the cycle of the birth and death and all this karma bandha, punya, papa, dharma, adharma, from all this, what is the way? Then Bhagavan giving the medicine for this samsara vriksha. Here actually this vriksha is not real. In real sense it is not real, but it is only an imaginary world, mind created and mind exposed, projected mithya prapancham. Why it is like that? If it is projected by my mind, then why I don't know? Then why I am suffering here? Why I want to escape from it? And why I am searching for the ways and means to escape from it? For that, the reason Shastra says avidya, ignorance, not knowing yourself what you are, and only your attention and your focus, everything is with the Prakriti Maya world, which is like a dream, but you are taking it as a real. Now, who can help you? You yourself have to help yourself. Uddhared atmanatmanam. And then try to come out. But I will give you the clues. Shastra tells Krishna here, I will give the 4 different kinds of medicine. The first medicine is as a karma yoga. If you take from the first portion of the Bhagavad Gita, Pradhama Shatkam, but here he tells that in a different way. Only the thing to get out of this samsara vriksha chakra, the detachment only is the medicine, right medicine. That means you be indifferent. You don't give any importance to it. You never consider in your mind that is real. It is there. You can live in it. You can use the world. You can play as a sport. But once if you are trying to depend emotionally, then you will be in a problem. Never depend emotionally on this samsara vriksha, but very much you can play as a sport. Play. Emotional dependency means where it is in the mind. In what way? If a person thinks in this way, my PHS values, peace, happiness, security, are for that, if I am depending emotionally on this world, then I am a samsari, I am a miserable guy. You cannot escape. Once if you emotionally depend on these PHS values, you are caught, you are bound. Therefore, what you have to do? Enam ashwedha vruksham samulena suvirudhamulam samulena asangashastreena dhridena chitva. This is the medicine number 1. You just like Padma Patra Mivambasa, as like the lotus leaf on the water, all the time it is born in the water, it stays in the water, but it never allows the water to touch it. Like that, it is detached. You also be in this world with this body-mind complex upadhi, but one condition, you keep detached. Never take it for granted anything is real, anything, don't lean on anything, either possession or relation. Therefore, asangama, with the sword, with the instrument of weapon of the asanga detachment, you once for all give a big hit and dhridena chitva. Up to this we saw in the last class. Having done this sentence, this shloka is not complete. Chitva, having done that, now come to the second medicine which we have to take. Therefore, the fourth shloka. Tatah padam tat parimargitavyam yasmin gatana naivartanti bhuyah तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्ति प्रसृता पुराणी. Then secondly, you know what you have to do. I will take the second line meaning. You have to surrender and you have to take the refuge at the feet of the Paramatma. To say in a bhakti language like this, or upasana yoga. What is the first instruction? Karma yoga. You can do whatever karma you want here. Whatever karma means dharmika karma, all that. You serve the people, you serve your family, serve the country. Anything you can do, help whatever way, love everybody, all that you can do. But only condition, you do it as a karma yoga. Do everything in the form of name of the Lord, as an offering to the Lord. So when you are doing anything as an offering to the Lord, then naturally you have to do with love, with perfection, and with utmost consent. That is the reason the Karma Yoga. Now when it is said Ishwararpana Buddhya Karma Kuru and Prasada Buddhya Phalam Svikuru, now that point alone comes here as the Upasana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. Tameva Adyam Purusham Prapadye. Prapadye. I take refuge at that primal being, the cosmic being, Adyam Purusham. I will tell you meaning in two different ways. Tameva. Only I take shelter in that Purusha, in that Kshetrajna, in that Bhagavan. Because when we talk only the Vedantic terms Kshetrajna and Purusha or Brahman, sometimes it may not looks tasty for the people still who are in the Madhyama Adhikaris or the only Upasana level. But the purpose of teaching is after this Upasana Yoga, they have to come to the Gnana Yoga. So, in the middle. Now, here I surrender, I take refuge at the feet of that Adyam Purusham, the primal Purusha being. Here, Purusha means one is Paramatma. Okay. Bhagavan Shankara writes Adyam Purusham means Tameva cha Adyam Adau Bhavam, who has beginning and the cause of this entire universe. Purusham word Pureshayanat, Purnatvat, Puraitatvat, all these derivative meanings if you take also, it is not a spatially located in a one particular shape and name and form, that God. That God with their name and form is useful for the mind to hold on and further to go progress and understand the formless and nameless, the one truth. So for that, here we need first with form, name and form. Adyam Purusham Prapadye. The Purusham is nothing but the Paramatma, Brahman, which is the source of this entire appearing phenomenal world. Therefore, that is the second medicine. And when this has done, naturally our attitude is totally different because our attention is on the Adyam Purusham. I have to reach him or I have to recognize me as he. And this Adyam Purusham, as Kathopanishad says, Yamevaish vrunute tena labhyaha tasyaish atma vivrunute tanung swam. Whoever desires, hold on to that Atma and wants to realize the Atma, and that Atma will reveals to only to them. So therefore, Satameva Chadyam Purusham Prapadye. Then, after that, who is that Purusha about whom I am talking? Yataha, from whom prasrutaha pravrittihi purani. Pravrittihi pura prasuta purani. From whom, from where, from which source the entire Jagat Namarupa Prapancha, Andapinda Brahmandas, 14 worlds, everything just like spreaded and appearing, that Purusha, that means the primal cause, who is the Karanam, the source, Kutastha, Moolam. And then after that, then the third medicine is Tataha padam tat parimargitavyam. Tataha, thereafter. After you developed the Viveka and Vairagya detachment, after you take become refuse Sharanagati, surrender to that particular Atma or Paramatma, that means I want only to know the truth, that truth as I am. This is my job. This is my primary concern. And then tataha, or after you have acquired the proper sadhana chatushtaya sampatti qualifications, now you are eligible and qualified to enter into the Gnana Yoga. Gnana Yoga. Therefore, tataha, after that, tat padam, that is goal alone, that source alone, that destination alone. This padam word, Bhagavan uses later also in some other shloka. Padyate anena iti padam. Padam means source, center. Then it is not again like as a spatial difference as with the Vaikuntha, some place in some distance. Kailasa is some place in some distance, not like that. Padam. Padyate anena iti padam. You have to see what is that center, source, origin of this entire Jagat, including me, this body mind complex individual, and as well as the Samashti, the Ishvara, and the entire Jagat. Now, here, in fact, if you see, only one source, one Chaitanyam consciousness expressing in and through from the Ishvara Abrahma Pipilikantatanushu Astambha Pariyantam. That alone, that one. If that one alone is expressing through every body in everybody, where is here the question of, see, Jivanam? It is expression of the Paramatma, that Purushaha, Adyam Purushaha, one, that Shakti or the one source, and that is expressing through. So the expression of the Jivanam is common in and through every living being. Then where is the question of here Jiva? Jivanam only is there. There is no individual Jivatvam and Jiva Bhavana. This is the primary error, primal error. Because of this ahankara vimuhudatma, I, this individual, then the struggle comes. And if you see in totality from total standpoint of the total, there is no problem at all. These differences and then struggle, the samsara begins only in the our buddhi mind. Otherwise, everything is going perfectly as it wants, as required, as designed by the universal laws, as designed by the law of karma. Everything is perfectly going. But when I separate myself and stand, I want to stand as a independent, ignorant ego, then naturally you are bound to suffer. We told that we are not here in this world to suffer. We are in this world, in this body, with this instrument, just only to express the happiness, only to be happy, to express the happiness and distribute that happiness to in and around. This is the only purpose. But for that, you need to take these medicines, follow these things. Tata padam, tat padam, parimargitavyam. You must hereafter hold on to only that. Hold on to only that. And parimargitavyam, parimarganam means here Anveshanam kuryat. Gnatavyam anveshanam iti artha. Gnatavyam. Not necessary to go. Parimargitavyam means one way go and in search of it. Another meaning also. But that is not the correct meaning here. You must inquire. You want to be, you want to inquire and you want to be miserable. Enquiry dismisses the misery. Non-enquiry makes you to be in misery. Therefore, instead of becoming miserable, you inquire. Parimargitavyam means more you have to now spend your time and energy in the Shravana Manana Nididhyasana, because we have now come to the Gnana Yoga. Unless you take this third medicine, first two medicines, that Karma Yoga medicine, Asanga Shastrena Dhrudena Chitva, keeps your mind pure, okay, free from the Raga Dveshas. And the second step, karma, upasana yoga, makes your mind single pointed instead of running here and there, thinking that there are so many gods and so many names and so many forms, so many types of worships. Adyam Purusham Prapadde. Then you are now with this purified mind and focused mind, doubt-free mind, now start inquire what exactly the truth means. Who am I? What really I means? It should mean for me really I. Not just telling mechanically as a parrot telling, so in so many janmas you are taking again body and living in this body and claiming that I am the body. This is my body or I am the body. This is the problem. Therefore, avidya and here I would like to parimargitavyam. Let me complete the shloka, the first line, second half. Now, what is the result? So, three types of medicines Bhagavan has given. Asanga Shastra, Dhrudena Chitva, Tameva Chatyam Purusham Prapadde, Tataha Tatpadam Parimargitavyam. Until you establish, until you become a Gnana-nishthavan, firm abidance in the truth, you work for it. For that, whatever suitable few simple sadhanas told by Krishna himself in the Gita or by your Guru, the living master, you follow them. Then you know what is the result benefit by abiding in which, by realizing which, na nivartanti bhuyah, you never again gets deluded. Here actually, after you go, you never come back. Where I go, where I have to go, this going and coming back, these words, nivartanti means returning back. Gata means going. These words actually not conveying the again any other place, any other time or any other distance or anything. Then what they are mentioning? Really speaking, I am now itself the truth by recognizing which, by inquiring and recognizing which, I now here itself realize that I never get again, first of all, I never again born in the another body, one meaning. That means there is no punarjanma for me again. I never get entangled in this body mind, this complex and this again samsara. But that is invisible. We don't know. We are really saying, Shastra says, we are also telling that then you will be never born again. But that is not the real understanding. Am I really born now? When I recognize myself as the Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarupa Eka Nitya Sara Satya Atma, then where is the birth to it? न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः. We heard already in the second chapter. Therefore, now I will na nirodho na chotpattihi na baddho na cha sadhaka na mumukshuhu na muktirvai ityesha paramarthata, as Gaudapada Charya says in the Mandukya. That is the highest. This conviction, this understanding, this realization in the intellect has to take place. Now, here, that's it, work will be done, over. Therefore, yasmin gatamani, by realizing which, by claiming which, by abiding in which, I never hereafter gets deluded. No shoka, no moha, no bhaya. Now itself. Leave it about the next janma, whether I get into another body. Hey, now itself I am bodiless. By living in this body, now itself I must able to convincingly declare to myself, and if I am now itself, the Atma self doesn't have the body, then afterwards I will bother. Body is not me. For me, as the Atma consciousness, I never have connection with the body. This should be personal, internal anubhuti, understanding. Therefore, work for it. Then this is the result, highest result. This is called Jivan Mukti. This is called liberation. Liberated while living itself. Jivan eva muktihi. Therefore, after telling like this, yasmin gatan nivartanti bhuyah, then this is the very purpose of studying the scriptures, and this is the purpose of the entire Shastra's teaching. This is the purpose of the entire range of sadhanas, whatever you may say and talk. But ultimately, it should lead to this particular goal. Therefore, after saying this, now, okay, already given the medicines, 3 medicines, correctly use them as told with proper understanding. Then, how those persons, again, if doubt comes, okay, you told 3 qualifications like our 3 medicines, we have to take it. And what else? With whatever the equipment, the climate of the mind and preparation of the mind, they come to know this Adyam Purusham, Tat Padam, how they realize. If you ask like that, I will give you some more clues. Now in the next 5th shloka, which is very, very important, Bhagavan giving 5-point formula. 5 sadhanas Bhagavan explaining here. Let us read the 5th shloka. Nirmana mohajita sanga doshaha adhyatmanitya vinivritta kamaha dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha sangnaihi gacchantya padamavyayam tat. If you want to still know that what kind of person, with what preparation, with what kind of mindset they attain this knowledge, they abide in this knowledge. For that, number one, two, if you keep on calculate like that, general meaning while telling, I will include some special understanding about each point. Nirmanaha, nirmohaha, nirmanaha, nirmohaha. If you take this phrase as two different words are there, but it is used as the one phrase. Nirmana mohaha, who are free from the mana and who are free from the delusion. That means ajnanam. Delusion, ajnanam. We'll see and analyze one word. Generally, nirmanaha means who is free from the pride, who is free from the abhimana, garva, all are synonym. And that person is called nirmanaha. That means not having too much body identification and claiming all the things whatever belongs to the body as belongs to him, and that person is who is having a lot of abhimana, lot of proudness and garvam. That is the abhimanam. Now, if you take that word mana technically, mana means manam, pramanam, measurement. Measuring yourself, taking this body as the real, and what are all things to the body. That means deshataha, kalataha, swarupataha, vastutaha, otherwise. All that if I take on me, it is a manam. I am having so much abhimanam. That abhimanam alone is told sometimes asmita. Asmita. So, measurement. So, when I take myself as the body, from the body's measurements, if you take gross at the gross level, this is, I am a male body, I am a man, I am a woman, or I am having this much height, this much weight, I am having this color, and all these are all I am measuring, calculating this body from with so many things. Still, if you want to say our abhimana measurement about this body, jati, niti, kula, gotra, dhana, yavana, and many things, many things. Some are social measurement, physical measurement, mental measurement. I am very educated, I am very talented, and so I am so my IQ is more measurement, and I am more intelligent than that person. Like this, uh, mental measurement and emotional measurement also, because emotions are the part of the mind, and then social measurements. I belongs to this place, I belong to this particular caste, I belongs to this particular language, country, creed, everything. These are all the really not real, and but I measure them. I continue my life and all that every day in transactions, and without knowing I blabber, I behave like with a proud, arrogant, arrogant person, ignorant only he, and express that mana. That's why if anything happens to the body, if somebody talks something about this body, if anybody talks about me means what? About this body only. Whether say about my body, I will react. If they say about my thoughts or the mind, that also. If I say about my speech because you don't know how to speak properly like that, immediately I will get hurt. Because I am taken all of them as the real, and more and more you grow, more and more you become more this strong individual. Because more the past, more the lifespan, we are growing into more ignorance rather than becoming wise. Therefore, nirmanaha. You understood now? Nirmanaha. And nirmohaha. Moha means here delusion, ignorance, wrong understanding about myself. So, moha means or otherwise attachment also. We can take it in that way. But in general, Ajnanam, some commentators say, let us see what Shankara also writes here. He simply writes, because these are all very commonly used words, manahacha, mohahacha, mana mohau tau nirgatau. Because this moha word, before itself also we come across in the Gita. So that time more also we elaborately discussed. Therefore, that is. But now here, before going to further explanation of the other points, I would like to, because now if you moha is the ignorance and the mana is a wrong measurement, unnecessary measurement, which cannot be measured, but you want to measure. Aprameya, who? Atma. Swaprakasha. Now here, one important Patanjali Yoga Sutra we can just recollect. In the Sadhanapada, Patanjali Maharshi says, these are the 5 kleshas, or each one individually and all together, we can say pancha kleshaha, or all together leads to the very strong and powerful misery. What are they? Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. All together 5 are kleshas. After telling that, he explains each word, what it mean avidya, what it mean asmita. Now, I will just today for our context purpose, avidya, the definition is very beautiful in that sutra. Anityaha ashuchihi dukkha anatmasu. Each point is very important. Anitya, I need not explain much. Ashuchihi, which is unclean and which is temporary and which is dukkha bhuishtam. There is all misery is only there. There is only a deficits are there, defects are there. Okay. Then what is that? That is anatma. So anatma definition is what is anatma? Anityaha and ashuchihi and dukkham. If these 3 things are there, that is called anatma. Is it not correct? Whatever we hold on in this world, any object, any relation or a possession, they were all temporary first of all. And they were all constantly changing ones. They are all interdependent mutually. Therefore, they were all being contaminated with the kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsaryas. They are ashuchi. Therefore, you create the dukkham to others, and others will create the dukkham to you. And all this is called anatma. Now, whoever having in these three anatmasu, this kind of bhavana, this kind of understanding, it is nityaha, and it is shuchihi, and it is sukha, atma khyatihi re eva avidya. Very beautiful definition. Which is anityam, considering it as a nitya, which is ashuchihi, considering as the shuchi, this body, how dirty inside. Every continuously it will create the durgandham, and it will keep on secrete the malamutras, and it is inside, everything is like a fleshy, uh, all kinds of things, and this is ashuchihi. You have to keep on clean it, you have to keep on uh, protect it, and how much you keep, protect and clean it, but again and again and again it will becomes dirty. Dukkha. So sukha in this way, and sukham is not there. In where the asukam, which is dukkham, considering that as the sukha. That's why we run behind the worldly objects. That's why we run behind the sensual pleasures. But after you go and more closely and indulge, what is the result? You will become miserable. You will become dependent. You will become slave. You will crave for them. They will keep on haunt you. Is it not our experience? Only thing we never halt and think, realize. All these things in this way, thinking in a wrong way, that is called avidya. Really something, but considering that as the something, and avidya definition, very beautiful. So here it will be useful for us, and because of the naturally, maybe in next satsang I will tell you the other asmita, ragadvesha, abhinivesha. All that also can be discussed along with this 5-point program. Now two words are we completed: nirmanaha, nirmohaha. Then thirdly, jita sanga doshaha, who are all free from the defect of the attachment, defect of the closeness. Sangha means closeness, friendship, joining with. Sangha, that means closeness, joining, and attachment to that sangam. But these people who are free from that dosha of this sangha, they are called jita sangha doshaha. Here, Bhagavan Shankara writes, Sangaha itself is a dosha. That is maybe any sangha. In what way? Sir, you are always praising and encouraging us participate in satsangam. Satsangam is life. In the life, it is very important. But Shankara says here, Sangaha eva doshaha, Sangha doshaha. Why he tells like that? In fact, when we are, we'll see in two different angles. Generally outside, if we are getting to contact with any worldly objects, Sangha, then slowly that bond will become stronger. Either it will wants to go away from you, but you don't want to leave it, and or sometimes you want to leave it, but that won't allow you to leave. Then tug of war, Sangha. And general meaning, if you take simple, company of the bad people, company of the worldly minded people, company of the money minded people, company of the um, cruel people, or any kind of this Sangha creates the dosha. It will have impact on us. That's why our friendship, our relationship with the either living beings or non-living beings also. For example, nowadays, to say our cell phone, if our sangha is too much to the cell phone, once then we are under the hands of the cell phone. Instead of keeping that in my hand, it is in my hand only, sir. Okay, but it is in your hand. But it will tell, open it, see it, browse it. Then constantly our mind is pulled by the cell phone. Then how you can say that cell phone is in your hand? Your mind is in the phone's hand. That is called dosham. But it has got some benefits, it has got some utility, need is there, but do you have a perfect control on it? When to use, how to use, what else, all that is needed. But generally, it won't be there unless we are a very, very cautious, alert people, and really we mean business in the spiritual life. There are so many like this. So Sangam is not necessarily with the bad people. What bad people? Any addiction, any attachment to any small silly thing also. Addiction to the coffee, addiction to the cigarette, addiction to the alcohol, attachment, Sangam. Addiction to the newspaper, addiction to the TV watching. So many are there. If you just list it out, so many are there around us. We are all held up in such kind of things. But now this sadhak, this person who is walking in the Gnana Marga spiritual seeker, Uttam Adhikari, will be like this. Jita Sangha Doshaha. Now let me tell you why Sankara used that Sangha. Suppose I am a good person only. Many of us will think that they are a good person. Yes, we are not that much bad like all other people. I am a somewhat disciplined good person only. But when I get in contact constantly with the wrong people, bad people, for example, the child goes to the school. In the beginning, the child is very good and brought up very well at home, everything disciplined, everything. But once if they start moving with the different 10 kinds of other children, it will pick up those bad words or the bad actions also from them. Yes. So now Shankara says it is not just coming because of the Sangha itself. It is they are there, those vasanas in your bosom. They were there hidden. Only thing when opportunity comes, they will burst and come out. Therefore, internally those vasanas also should be eradicated. That's why people will become victims to those bad vices, uh, habits, because they are all having those vasanas inside, where it is like this, you can understand. If I am having a proper immunity and protecting system in my body, I won't get very often the viral infection and of all that. So one person maybe near to me in my house or neighbor is suffering with some kind of infection, uh, virus. But if I am having the protecting my immunity system is strong, I am not getting. In the same way, when our immunity is getting low, here immunity means what? Good vasanas should be there. Good vasanas, habits, and thinking thought should be cultivated. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. But if it is not there, then any time we'll be trapped. Anytime in any situation. That's why you must be very alert. Anyhow, Sangam. Any our vasanas are exposed, highlighted, got the opportunity, they will just raise their head. In that sense, Shankara says here, Sangaha eva doshaha. Or, still in a higher sense, if you want to think this point, body identification, Sangha. Identifying with my body, mind, intellect complex, Sangha. So, let the mind function, let the body function, because I am still living, body is alive. Even though they are functioning as normally required, but I never get sangam with their functions. Naturally, if they are working, let them work. So mind has to function, mind will function. Whenever we are in waking state, mind is functioning. Now I am talking, I am looking at you, and you are looking at me and listening. His mind is functioning. But like this, particularly in Vyavahara, in transactional world, when we are in the transaction, there we must be very careful. Am I getting entangled in any of these things which are happening around me? So we must be very vigilant and cautious. In beginning it is slightly difficult, but once if you are a regular practitioner of this and desire of tat padam tat parimargitavyam, if you are doing that, you are very easily can be without get affected by these things. So jita sanga doshaha. Then the third thing is adhyatma nityaha. This is only just now I mentioned. Constantly vigilant. Nityam. Always. Always means every day, every second. Never take it for granted, particularly about your mind. What mind says, what mind justifies, anything. Coolly think and see, judge it. There, your viveka should be always alert. Therefore, adhyatma nitya. Under this, few points. One is your day-to-day routine. It is not necessary that strict everybody should follow this alone like a military police order. No. Each individual, according to his own tendency, requirement, he can take up and do his own sadhana. Generally, to say Adhyatma Nitya means day to day applications. Okay. And first of all, I must know that I am leading a spiritual life. I am a spiritual seeker. This should be remembered first. And under that, my routine, I never indulge in the adharmic activities. Let us start from the Karma Yoga. There also. So Manasa Vacha Karmana, I try to follow all dharmic way of sattvic way of approach. And then second is generally Daiva Puja, every day, the worship of the Lord. Whether it is a Saguna or Nirguna, the difference is there. For a highest and Uttam Adhikari, the Vedantic way of puja and upasana, it's nididhyasanam only for him. But let us talk from the middle Madhyamadhikari. For them, upasana. At least 2 times in a day, worship of the God. When I say worship of the God, under that all Pancha 5 Mahayagnas all will come. Okay? So let us analyze all these little points maybe in next satsang. Now I am just telling 4 headings like day to day, a perfect, strict and disciplined lifestyle. Tapomaya Jeevanam, Adhyatmika Jeevanam. Number 2, Pancha Mahayagnas, or I can put it in as a Daiva Puja. Okay. And then Yoga Bhyasam. Some extent yoga, pranayama and Surya Namaskar, whatever. I will tell you little more detail later. And then my ahara viharaha, my food habits and my recreational, yuktahara viharasya. In this way, from morning to night, I must have a very disciplined, well programmed lifestyle. That is called Adhyatma Nityaha. So we'll conclude here for today, and next class we'll discuss. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.